All right, what's up, everyone? Another episode of Together Achieving Greatness. And as LA Knight would say, let me talk to you. So, we're going to jump in today and kind of a more of an overview type of episode. And I think I'm going to break down each of these sections a little bit more in the coming weeks and upcoming here in the future. And I like to make kind of analogies or comparisons to things in my life. A lot of times when I'm coaching people, maybe it's jump like a bunny or hop like a frog or something just random like that. Just something I just thought of on top of my head. But when it comes to your overall health and well-being and just ultimately unleashing that athlete for life mentality and being the best version of yourself you can, think of that as it's not just one thing. Most people think they can just do one thing. Oh, you want to train, so you join some gym and you start some random training program that you have no idea what you're doing. You have no coaching, you don't even have any ability really yet. Or you join a group class or just some random class like that, and you have no idea what you're doing. It's just random, just plug and play, plug you into this, and then you go. You think training's going to be all that, then you do that for whatever, months, years, and you look in the mirror, you're the same. You feel worse. You look the same, still overweight, still no muscle, still no energy. That's not what you need. You don't just need one piece. Or you think you just need nutrition or sleep or whatever it is. You think this supplement's going to make you all that body fat magically disappear. And it's not. You don't need just one thing. I always tell people, sometimes I use the puzzle analogy. It's a bunch of pieces together. You are the puzzle, the complete puzzle. We got to put all those pieces together to fit you. But even better and even more fitting to my life, because I've done puzzles. Puzzles are cool or whatever, but Legos are much cooler. Legos are the greatest toy ever invented, and they are what I grew up on. I still have Legos, like you can see there, my Star Wars AT-AT. Got some more in the cabinet there. Bunch of Star Wars Legos. Got some Black Panther ones too. So Legos are, yes, they just bring me back to my childhood. Good memories of growing up and being a Lego maniac. But it's also a great analogy for you, your health, your well-being. Me, my health, my well-being. Think of yourself as a Lego set, or think of your health and wellness as a Lego set. There's hundreds and hundreds of pieces. Same with your health and well-being. There's a ton of different pieces. And it's up to you, ultimately, to fit those pieces together to build the best version of yourself. And most of the time you can't do that alone. That's where I come in, where a good coach that you work with comes in. They should help you put together those pieces and build the ultimate Lego set, the ultimate creation, which is your health and well-being. And it is important to fit those together. They don't just randomly throw together and make some weird looking thing. You got the instructions, you follow those, you build them, you put them together, and ultimately make something that works the best, looks the coolest. And then with your health and wellness, your body, something that's going to perform better. It's going to look great. And people think that's like being selfish or being full of themselves. Like you want to look at, no, who cares? You should want to look better. If you really think about it, that's probably the number one motivation for most people is wanting to look better. You should be selfish. Be selfish. That's cool. Look better, feel better, move better. I think it said perform better already, but have better health markers, heart rate, blood pressure, everything inside, the inside and the outside. So you got to fit all these different pieces together to build the ultimate version of you. So think of yourself as that Lego set, as that ultimate Lego set that you're putting together with all the different pieces. Again, there's not one thing that is going to fix everything for you. You probably got a lot of problems. As human beings, we get stuck in bad habits. We get stuck in sitting in weird positions, doing things over and over again. And It is ultimately our health and well-being, our physical health, our mental health, emotional, psychological, social, all these different things, all these different pieces, when you really think about it, make up your health and your well-being. And that's where, like I say, people go wrong when they just join a class or join a gym, get a gym membership, and they think training is going to do all this magic for you. Yes, training is great. And don't get me wrong, because training is the most fun part that we do. And lifting weights, sprinting, jumping, throwing, all that good stuff. But that is honestly a small part, a small portion. And today I just want to hit on kind of a few of the bigger rocks, the bigger Lego pieces, the main think of it, our foundation, our core Lego pieces that we need. There's tons of other stuff. Each of these can be broken down, and that's what I'll probably do in the next few videos, is break down these bigger Lego pieces, these bigger rocks, into the smaller parts that build up, the smaller pieces that build up those. So it's training is important, yes. You should be exercising, you should be training. Have a good training plan, all that good stuff. Training like an athlete's the best way to go. Not your CrossFit, not your group classes, not doing the same thing as everyone else. You should have a plan that's fit for you, meet you where you're at, get you where you want to be. But again, if we think of it on hierarchy, training is down there. Up at top, our main one, let's talk about, like I said, we're just going to hit broadly on these, and we'll dive deep more into them individually in the individual episodes, because I don't like being on it for too long, because, again, we don't have attention spans. Like they say in basketball, people these days have attention spans in nanoseconds. And so number one, let's look at sleep. Probably the most important thing you can do for your health, for your well-being, is sleep. That's Lego. That's a big Lego piece right there. A key Lego piece for building the best you. So get your sleep. Focus on it. And it's one of the first things we seem to neglect or take out. Oh, you got to get up early for work. Oh, I'm just going to skip sleep. Oh, games on tonight. You got to watch it. Got chasing kids around, all these things. You neglect sleep first. It always seems like, even me personally, I used to neglect sleep to get up and train. I was that crazy guy who would stay out till 2, 3 a.m., get up at 6 a.m. and go train. And believe me, that sleep was not really actually sleep. It's more like passing out. So it's not complete sleep, because when you drink alcohol, you're not actually getting good night's sleep. So that is a key thing there. So sleep, prioritize it. That's the main thing, is make it, yes, we're not always going to be perfect, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's chasing that perfection. It's striving to be great and get better. You can get better and get better, but you're not always going to get better. You can't always get 1% better every day. You can't always, there's going to be steps back. You're going to have a bad night's sleep. Kids are bugging you. Neighbor's dog is barking. Loud stuff going on outside. Maybe you live near an airport or something like that. That's all right. That's fine. That happens all the time. I had that the other night. It was hot. I had the air off, and you just don't sleep well in that, and I didn't want to turn the air back on. So different conditions, different things like that. Again, it's not always going to be perfect. It's not going to be ideal. But when that happens, we throw it away, chalk it up, and get back on track the next day. But it starts with prioritizing sleep and making sleep, knowing it's important. Honestly, all these things I'm going to tell you today, you have to do. You just don't do them because you're lazy, because you're making excuses. You throw that pity party all the time. And then when you do make a mistake, you say, oh, screw it, and throw in the towel. And that's not how you can do it. You got to keep working, keep pushing forward, and ultimately you have to want it. That's part of it, but that's not enough. You have to do the stuff to get to where you want to be. And most people just don't do that. That's just the honest truth. And I'm always going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat things and say, oh, you're just doing great, good job, that type of crap. That doesn't help anyone. That just puts a ribbon or a bow on things that you're not doing well. And things like that, whether it's training, whether it's nutrition, whatever. But sleep, you got to prioritize it. Make it important. We all know that 7+ hours is a good goal. If you're getting 4 now, shoot for 5, and then build on at 6, and then build. It's not all you have to do it all at once, because that a lot of times just throws you off and makes you even fall back and worse than before. So make sleep a priority. Again, I'm not going to dive. I'm just going to kind of hit these. I'll dive more into that. We'll do another sleep episode later. So make sleep a priority. That's the main thing. Lego piece number 2. Let's talk about nutrition. Again, make sure you're eating well. It's the easiest. It's not more expensive to eat healthy. Good or bad foods. No, yeah, and in terms of that, there are foods that are morally good or bad. They're not going to do evil things to you or whatever. But there are foods that are good for you. Yes. There are foods that are not good for you. Do I eat them sometimes? Yes. I'm a human being. We all do that. But again, same with sleep. It's if you have a meal or a bad holiday or whatever it is, bad night, bad weekend, chalk it up. It's a loss. We all have losses. Play sports. You lose. You don't win them all. Chalk it up. Throw it out the window. Get back right on track. And with nutrition, the main thing is whole, nutrient-dense, real foods. If you're there, you probably don't need to do a lot of. That's a great way to start. So foods you get from the earth, foods you get from animals. So nutrition, Lego piece number 2. Number 3, now we can get into training. Let's think of training. Again, there's a bazillion different ways to train, to exercise, to work out. Training is different than working out. Training is having a plan, having goals, and progressing. Working out is just doing stuff. Usually that's your group classes, that's your CrossFit. There's no real organization, no plan to it. And again, I've come to grow, there's no set. Yeah, we have an idea when I'm working with someone, but I'm not going to program out 12 weeks because life happens and people don't show up. They skip, they get sick, they have family things, they tired one day where they can't do every set, every rep. So we adjust, but we have a plan, have goals, have things we want to do in these training sessions to help move them forward. And again, we're not living, a lot of times those programs just lead you to an end destination. Again, if you hear me talk before, the end, don't live for the end, because the end ultimately is death. What happens when you get to the end? Live for that journey, enjoy that, embrace now, embrace where you're at, embrace that time each day, each training session, each exercise that you do. Embrace that, enjoy it. Yes, there's going to be struggle, going to be pain along the way. There's no such thing as pain-free training either. That's a bunch of crap. Without pain, there is no progress. Without progress, there's no growth. So we're training. Like I say, my opinion, training like an athlete is the best way to do it. Sprinting, jumping, throwing, lifting heavy, lifting fast, lifting slow, lifting with different tempos, hopping, skipping, rolling, crawling, hanging, playing sports. Doesn't matter your age. Play a sport. Find something that you enjoy. Maybe it's pickleball. Maybe it's basketball. Maybe it's swimming. Do something athletic. People complain all the time I'm not athletic anymore. That's because you don't do anything athletic. You sit on your butt watching TV, which is great. I love it. I love watching TV. I love playing video games. 2 of my hobbies. But I'm also very active. I'm doing things. I play basketball. I still play baseball. I lift. I sprint. I just had a sprint session. Buddy Jackson came over this morning. We did some sprints. We played some fetch. So we threw a frisbee and ran and trying to catch it. We didn't have much success at catching it, but that's a whole other thing. So that's what we do. We train here. That's what tag is. It's training like an athlete, getting you moving, getting you feeling better, and knowing that you don't have to just be a powerlifter or a bodybuilder, because that's not athletic. That's just powerlifters are big, fat, and slow, most of them. Bodybuilders got muscles, but they can't do anything else. They look good, but they have no go. And then you got everything else in between. So ultimately, yes, those things can work for you if you enjoy them and like them and whatever. That's not my philosophy, not my style. But again, there's, like a Lego set, there's bazillions of different ways you can put the pieces together to fit what fits you. But yes, training needs to be a part of that. And we'll just hit two more. I guess we can do a few more. I just put some notes down. But with training, with nutrition, with sleep, it all fits together. All these things fit into the next one, which is recovery. So the best recovery is a good training program that fits your lifestyle, doesn't have you going balls to the wall all the time. Best recovery is also sleeping. Number one recovery thing is sleep. And number two is probably nutrition. Three would be that training program that fits your lifestyle. Again, there's all the extra stuff, the Normatec boots, the massage guns, the foam rollers, ice baths is the big crave, red light, all this different stuff, saunas. None of that crap is going to do anything if you don't sleep, if you don't eat well, and if you're not training hard and efficient and stressing your body and getting a good stimulation. It's not going to matter. You're not going to recover. All that stuff is magic. It's like supplements. It's not going to do much for you. It's just going to burn a hole in your wallet, and you'll be able to fit in with all the trends. So if you're trying to do that, there you go. You can do all that stuff. So recovery. Get recovered so you can push it in the gym. You can push it on your sprints. You can push it in your sport. You can do well at work, at school, whatever you have else in life. Be a good dad, a mom, a brother, a sister, whatever it is. So recovery would be another big piece. Then we go into mindset. The old noggin, what that brain in there, that mind is playing tricks on you, like the ghetto boys say, and it does play tricks on us all the time. It's that voice in your head telling you all the negative stuff. You can't do this, you can't do that. Well, we got to, just like we train our bodies, train your mind, work on that every day. Start believing in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, it doesn't matter myself or your coach or your parents or your siblings or family members, if they believe in y'all, that it doesn't matter if you don't believe in yourself, because nothing's going to happen if you don't believe in yourself to push forward, to move forward, whether you're down, whether you're struggling, whatever it is, at training, at life, running a business. It's about you. You have to have that belief and that confidence to do the work and show up and be consistent with it, with everything you do, whether it's training, again, nutrition, sleep, recovery. That mindset plays a big role, because how often do you see something, maybe it's maybe let's go to training, because that's the easiest example. You're squatting and you got 200 300 pounds on the bar. You never lifted this much before, but you're like, you're just telling yourself, I can't do this. I'm just not gonna even. I'm gonna hurt myself. It's not gonna work. I'm just. I'll maybe in a year, I'll be able to do that. No, just go do it. Who cares? If you get hurt, you get hurt. Whoop-de-doo. Things happen. Life happens. If you do cool, dangerous stuff, you're gonna get hurt. You play sports, you're gonna get hurt. There's no injury prevention, that type of thing. So if you do it, It's like baseball. Great baseball hitters fail 7 out of 10 times. You got to have that mindset. You got to have that confidence to get up there and say, I'm going to do it this time. If I don't, screw it. Throw it in the back of the head. Do it the next time. That type of thing. You need that with your training. You need that with your overall life. Something doesn't work, screw it. Do something else. Give it a different attempt. Find some new thing to try. But don't just try it. Do it. And then keep doing it and do things over and fail. Mindset is all about failure. Failure is a good thing. Learning from your failures is huge. So any of those losses, any of those failures, learn from them. Use them. Use them to drive you forward. Use them to build that mindset and ultimately think and start thinking for yourself. I talk to people that I'm not going to change people's minds. We're so strung up and built on our own mindsets, our own thoughts and beliefs based on the stuff we consume, whether it's news, whether that's people we're around, beliefs, that type of stuff. And it's so hard to change people's minds because we're so stuck in our ways. Think of anything you believe in. So it's tough, but you got to work at it, train it, practice being more positive and just not consuming so much negative crap all the time. is going to help your mindset. And then some other pieces of the puzzle. We'll just gloss over these ones. Your stress management, managing your stress. Everything is a stressor. Training, sleep, nutrition, work, family, kids, dogs, pets, whatever. That's all stress. We got to manage it. And it's going to up and down, adjust it throughout the year, different times, different things like that. Other things that are going to, your family is a piece of the puzzle. Your work, your school, everything in your life. Think of all these things. It's pieces to this Lego piece, this Lego set that is you, that we got to put together. All these different pieces: work, family, life, stress. I'm trying to think of just other random stuff. Finances, your house, all this stuff. Because it all plays into not just your physical well-being, your mental, your emotional, psychological, social, like I said before, the people you hang out with. Think of all these things in your life as pieces to that Lego set that is you. And you need to ultimately put them together. Yes, at times we're going to rearrange them, change them around, mix them up. It's not always going to be the same because at different times in our lives, different times of the year, we're going to be able to train more because we have less work or work more. So we got to pull back there, pull back here, pull back there. We're trying to build some muscle, so we're going to eat some more. We're trying to lose a little fat, so we're going to pull back some. Just all these things. It's going to change. It's going to shift. You can rearrange the pieces. But you need to know that all these things are pieces. And ultimately, figuring out what works for you. What you're not that Lego set over there. That Lego set right there is different from the Stormtrooper head in there. Or the X-Wing fighter. Or the Imperial ship there. So they're all different. But think of that as a different person. That's your buddy down the street. That's your mom. That's your dad. Whatever. That's you. So they're all different Lego sets, and we all got to rearrange, but we all have similar pieces. Similar in general pieces, but they're all specific to us. So what the way you train is going to be similar to the other person, but it's not going to be exactly the same. They might have more sets, more reps. They might be an athlete, a current athlete, so in season, whatever. So there's different like that. Like I say, you always have to be individual. Nutrition is definitely individual. Yes, there's general principles in there. We'll discuss that in a different video. But whole nutrient-dense real foods, different amounts of foods. It could be a bigger person, could be burning more, that type of stuff. Sleep. Everyone's going to have different impacts on their sleep. Kids, family, whatever it may be, pets. But again, we got to find what ultimately you are the best person to figure out what works for you, what doesn't. But again, having a coach, not just going to a class where they have a teacher in front. It's like school, where they just teach and there's a bunch of people in there. No, a coach gets into you on the individual level. Even if it is a class, they should be helping you on an individual level and finding out who you are and figuring out what those pieces are to get you to build that ultimate Lego set, Lego version of yourself. Put those pieces together and ultimately get you performing at your best. That's what I do here at TAG. I get you individualized on everything. Yes, you might be doing a very similar workout to someone else. You might be doing a lot of the same movements, but your reps, your sets are going to be different because you might not be coming in. Maybe you haven't sprinted in 10 years, so we're probably not going to start with 10 sprints that day where someone else might have built up to that already. We're going to meet you where you're at, help get you where you want to be, knowing that where you want to be is just part of the journey. It's not get you there and then you're done. I want you to learn these habits, these behaviors, these Lego pieces for your life so you can use them for the rest of your life. No, we're not doing 6-week challenges. We're not trying to get you 30 pounds in 30 days, any of that BS crap. Or as Dion says, that bull junk. That is a bunch of bull junk right there. All these challenges, stuff like that. We are going to help build you the foundation, that Lego set, those Lego pieces, so you can learn to put them together, rearrange them when needed, and build on that for the rest of your life. You should be building this Lego set that is you for the rest of your life. Because, again, death is the end destination. You don't want to live for that. I'm not living to be dead. I'm living to live. I want to enjoy this, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, enjoy figuring myself out, helping my clients figure themselves out, helping you figure yourselves out. That is ultimately what it's about. And taking that lifelong journey, building that Lego set so you can become that Lego master throughout life and build the best version of yourself. Be that athlete for life and ultimately make the most out of your life so you can enjoy life. Do the things in life that you really love with energy, with passion, not feeling aches and pains all the time, not making complaints and excuses, because that's what it's all about. Life is too short to not be able to enjoy your life. You don't want to be, looking forward to retirement, but then retirement comes. You can't move. You can't get up off the couch. You don't have energy to climb the stairs, or it hurts to tie your shoe or whatever. No, you don't want to do that. You want to enjoy it. And that's what we're all about here, is helping you build that foundation, build those Lego pieces together to ultimately build that best version of you. And you can do that for the rest of your life. So if you have any questions, I hope this helped for you guys. You can reach out, trevor@tagbnpn.com, TREVOR, not ER. But otherwise, drop some comments, questions, comments below, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, guys.